Hi, I'm Dave MacFarlane. I work for City of the Dead, and we're here today to take you through the South Bridge vaults and tell you a little bit about the dark history of Edinburgh. In about 1790, the city of Edinburgh was a pretty horrible place. There was all sorts of human waste on the streets, and the posh people, the ones with the money, wanted to create a new shopping district for Edinburgh. They created South Bridge, they created North Bridge and a few others. Areas like the University were connected up to the Royal Mile, and the Royal Mile was connected up to the burgeoning new town with these lovely vaults in between. Now, the vaults were originally used as storerooms, but they leaked due to the poor construction methods that were actually used to kind of create them. So they decided very quickly that this place would change. Edinburgh's population had jumped. It went from about 40,000 to closer to 80,000, and they needed somewhere to put them. The population of Edinburgh had increased quite dramatically, mostly due to the Highland clearances and the first of the Irish potato famines. Now, we had a lot of immigration coming into lowland Scotland. Again, young men coming here to work in the factories of the burgeoning Industrial Revolution, where they could earn a little bit of coin wage, which they could send home to keep their families alive. They ended up staying inside these rather horrible, unpleasant vaults. The vaults behind me would have held somewhere in the region of 20 to 25 people who would have called this place their home. But very quickly they began to change. As you can imagine, a network of tunnels underneath the city was a boon to the criminal fraternity. Gambling dens, brothels, taverns all took over this location, and famously it was used by the body snatchers and the grave robbers as a place to dispose of their bodies or get their bodies to the actual doctors. There's a famous alley down here called Damnation Alley. It was nicknamed Damnation Alley because it was the last place that you went. Tragedy in 1824. It's called the Great Fire of Edinburgh. Raged on the high streets for about 4 days. Now, the people of Edinburgh thought they could seek refuge down here in the underground city. They didn't think it would catch fire, and it didn't. But what they didn't take into consideration, unfortunately, were the ventilation shafts that had been cut into the vault's network. During the fire, they were letting billows and billows of dense, acrid smoke. This place began to fill up, and fill up very, very quickly. And unfortunately, people started losing their lives due to asphyxiation. Now, they were actually considered to be the lucky ones. If you found a small pocket of air where you could breathe, it wasn't the smoke that got you, it was the heat. This place acts like one huge baker's oven. Domed roof reflects the heat back down and keeps it trapped in here. So the temperature in here just begins to rise and rise and rise, till eventually it reached in excess of 400 degrees centigrade. Anyone left down here would have unfortunately been baked alive. In the 1850s, the vaults were destroyed. The infrastructure was ruined, making them as inhospitable as possible. And they stayed that way until about the early 1990s, when Norrie Rowan actually accidentally rediscovered this place. He began clearing out the rubble and slowly but surely restoring this place to what it actually was. That's when we at City of the Dead were lucky enough to be invited in here to explore the unique history and the rather more sinister supernatural aspects of these vaults. Why don't you come and join us, if you're brave enough?